Okay.
Hello, Israel.
My boy.
Obviously not the result you wanted tonight. It looked like in that last round you were actually starting to gain momentum, and then Dricus was able to put a stop to it, take you down. Talk us through your evaluation of the fight and what he did well and what you could have done better.
For me, I have to watch it again because I don't think I was rocked. I think I slipped and I was like, what the fuck was that? And then he was trying to catch me, I was exiting, and I can't remember how he took me down because everything in there is always a blur, and it's still fresh, just happened like 20, 30 minutes ago. So yeah, I tried to fight the top hand, and I don't know what mistake I made because I tried to turn into him, but then he got on my back because I was using the fence, maybe, and he switched to a gable grip, and then I wasn't able to separate the hands like I wanted to. I have to watch it properly, like, to really see what happened. But I felt great. He didn't really surprise me because I knew it was tough. But again, the strength wasn't what I thought it was because I also got stronger. Even when I checked my weight today, I'm heavier than I normally am by 3 kgs. Normally I come in fight night 89 kgs, if someone wants to look that up. But then today I was 91.5, so I was like, oh sweet. And I felt strong, bro. And the momentum was there, and I felt like I was winning the fight. I hurt him a few times to the body, and I felt my shot was coming because he kept on, I won't say too much, but he kept on, reacting to what when I hurt his body. But again, tough dude, strong spirit, and yeah. I wouldn't say I'm disappointed in myself, but I'm proud of the way I carried myself this camp, the way I came in ready. And yeah, it sucks to lose, but at the same time I'm happy for me and my team. Like Kai got a great stoppage, Dan entertained the fucking fans with his psychotic fucking mindset. That was fun to watch. And yeah, I felt just not my night tonight. The better man won tonight.
When people talk about his fights, right, the two things that seem to come up are he's really awkward and he hits really hard. You've now been in there with him. Is he more awkward than people think, or is he about the same? And does he hit particularly hard?
It became predictable. And he hits hard, but I'm fucking like, there was one, like his leg kicks didn't really do any damage, but they were hard. Like, and I should have catched it early maybe, but because I was hitting him with some leg kicks. Maybe I should have done more jabs. I felt good. My cardio was on. I could feel he was getting tired, but again, just strong mindset, strong spirit. He's stubborn, so he didn't want to go away, and I was pushing him back. He was pushing me back at some points, but I was able to exit nicely and then push him back. And again, he became predictable with his attacks, so I was able to just, escape and put it back on him. But yeah, again, I feel like I still made history tonight. Never lost 2 in a row. So yeah, we'll see where we go.
This is obviously a very personal fight, right?
Yeah.
Everyone knows about the narrative going into this. I'm sure losing to this guy stings a little bit more than they maybe normally would.
Yeah.
How desperate are you to get this one back, and how are you going to carry that disappointment moving forward?
I'm not really desperate to get it back. I haven't, he gave me a lot of respect in there, and I gave him his respect back. And I already knew he was a fan of me. I knew he was a fan of me, but I guess now I'm a fan of his because we've been in there, we've done it. And when I'm in South Africa, I'll tap in with him. But I said, look, we can hang out, but just so you know, when we have to fight again, I'm gonna kill you. He's like, I'm gonna kill you too. So yeah, the respect is always there. And Dricus is an African champion, but the 3 kings will reign supreme. That era right there was what set this off for people like him, and he's going to inspire another generation of African fighters as well. So congrats to him tonight. Till we meet again.
Kia ora, Izzy, at the back. Kia ora, Izzy. Commiserations, obviously, for the result. I wanted to ask you, yesterday you used the word destiny, that you felt this journey was your destiny. Now that you have seen him, felt him and smelt him and have a result from this fight, I wanted to know your thoughts on your path now.
Still destiny. It's weird how this whole timeline works. Still destiny. Again, this is not what I planned, this is not what I manifested, but I believe in the strangest things. Everything happens for a reason. Because I've had situations in life not go my way, and then later on it makes sense why it didn't go my way at the time, because of certain things that could have happened to me. Still my destiny. It's not about the belt, it's not about, all those things. It's just about doing what I want to do in this game to close the show. And like I said, I still got a long way to go.
What were your thoughts after the fight when Dricus alluded to the fact that you could have been retiring tonight? Probably from you taking your gloves off, which gave everyone, I think, skipping a heartbeat.
Nah, people just read too much into shit. But for me, who knows what happens? Like, again, life is fleeting. Who knows what happens? He might never come back if something happens to him. Any one of us in this room could go tomorrow. So I try and take each fight, each moment as if it was my last. I only took the gloves off because it was tight after the fight. I think he's got a strong head, man. I hit him with some shots, so my hand was a bit, not broken, not even close, but just a little bit sore. So that's why I took the gloves off, but nothing about retiring. No. I told you, I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving until I want to leave.
And just finally, I know all of New Zealand were watching this fight today, praying for the best for you, Kai and Dan. I just wanted to know if you had a message for home.
Yeah, we fucking did it. Two of the boys won in spectacular fashion. Dan Hooker, the fucking crazy psychopath. I love that cunt. Fuck, I love that dude. He is a fucking man. And then Kai with a beautiful, beautiful finish. Yeah, we're still gonna celebrate. Last time, I'm more happy with this fight than my last fight, because again, I performed. I showcased myself. I felt great, man. I felt great. So again, I wasn't really, like I said, I wasn't hanging on the result. I just wanted to showcase myself, and I felt like I did that tonight. In my eyes, I was winning the fight until I wasn't. So yeah, as long as I performed, I made myself proud. I just don't like the result. But again, I'm not hanging on the result. I'm just proud of with how I performed.
Some of the narrative on social media during the fight was, I think it was round 3, it just, from the outside looking in, it said like, technique out the door, these guys are just in a fight, like they're just kind of nose to nose, just kind of throwing at each other. Did it feel like that in there at some point?
Again, I say, when you get in the pen with the pig and you wrestle, he can take you to his level and beat you with experience. But I told you, I can get muddy too. So I was getting muddy, but there was some techniques in there. I heard him to the body like 3 times. I could feel it, I heard it. And that's when I knew my shot was coming, but I wasn't banking on it. I wasn't trying to like, okay, I'm gonna find the shot now. I was just chipping away, listening to my corner. And yeah, it just got away from me. I fought the top hand, man. I was trying, and then he, from what I remember, switched to the gable grip, and I was like, fuck, I couldn't get it off. And yeah, I just have to watch the tape if I can really speak on the fight itself. I have to watch the fight so I can make sure I'm saying it right and not just going off my memory, because everything was just in there. But I felt comfortable. In there, felt like I hadn't been away for 11 months. I was just like, oh shit, we're here. Before the fight, Bruce Buffer announcing us, it was just deja vu. And I mean, to be honest, my nerves were very, very much under control. I don't want to say he was nervous, but he was definitely feeling the moment, and as he should. He's got the pressure on him, but because of the belt. But I just put that pressure on myself because it's me.
And you alluded to it. It looked like you tripped twice in there. Like in the moment, it looked like it was a drop, and in the replay, it looked like
that's why. I was like, what the fuck was that? And then next time, I'm not fucking paying attention to that. So I have to watch it again and be like, what the fuck was that? I don't know. Oh, that one. No, that was a good movie. Yeah, that's actually my trick. I've been doing that to my partners and my training partners all the time. I stand on your foot, especially the ones that wear shoes. So that one was a good one. But the one against the fence was the other one where I was just like, hey, the one he stood on my foot. That was just a good play on his way.
And then after the fight, you looked right into the camera and you were talking, but like we couldn't hear what you were saying. Obviously, do you remember what you were saying? You were pointing at like people ringside. I assume your family, and pointing at yourself.
To the camera, I can't remember exactly what I said. Look, it's just speaking from the heart in that moment. And again, I will wear my heart on my sleeve forever. I don't give a fuck. I am me. I am an emotional being. I will speak how I feel, but when it's time to kill, you know, I do what I do. But again, it's just sucks. But look, I'm proud of myself. That's the thing. Like, people will never understand because they've never ever been in this position, so they will assume they project their own shit on me. They think I'd react the way they'd react if they were me. Look, we got some fucking big boys barbecue waiting for us already. I've been craving this. It's a famous barbecue place in Perth. While I was cutting weight, I was just on the Instagram page, just like fucking drooling. So we've already got some set aside, and I'm gonna go sit with my team and enjoy that. And then we'll be at the after party. I might sing some piss tonight, take the pain away. I'll go to Nigeria, chop some suya, touch ground with my people, reset myself, and then when I'm back in New Zealand, I'm back in the gym, back on the plan, the off-season plan to keep working. Because again, I'm not fucking leaving. I feel amazing. I'm not losing this body. I'm not fucking losing these gains. I feel amazing, bro. So yeah, I'll sink some piss, have some barbecue, and yeah, we'll go again.
And then last one for me. I know you said you always knew he was a fan of yours, even like in the lead up to this. At the end in his interview, you said, you know, no matter what the result was, Africa was going to win, whether you won or he won. So did you expect something like that from him after the fight?
Yeah, funny enough, there was a South African guy, my Uber, maybe like 3 months ago. Said, it's like a white South African saying, like, I can't believe I have you in my car. And then eventually, when he dropped me off, said, man, you know, when you and Dricus fight, even if you win or he wins, I feel like I win. And I was like, exactly. And then we took a picture, and that was a beautiful moment. These are moments that I don't even post about. But yeah, I think Africa won tonight. Like I said earlier, he's gonna inspire the next generation as well of African fighters, just the way me, Kamaru Usman, and Francis Ngannou have inspired him to become an African champion.
You said at your open workout that each one of these is going to be special now. It's not going to be as frequent. So do you think, you know, when you want to make the next one special again, is this a bad taste in your mouth that you want to return soon?
Nah, people think I give a fuck like that. I mean it. It just takes a lot of work internally to let go of the result. Last time I lost my fight in a worse fashion, and I was just like, this is my first time being submitted. Another history. Wow, amazing. Just keep doing it, bro. I'm just fucking great at this. Nah, but that last one was just, see, perspective, silver lining. But yeah, the last one was just something I wasn't happy with. This one I'm happy with the way I performed, but just not happy with the result. But I wasn't holding on the result. I was just worried about displaying the work we've done, and I felt like I did that. So yeah, you'll see me again when you see me again. I'm not like, oh, I need to do this, I need to go fight for the belt again, I need to, you know, none of that. I'm just doing me. I want to just keep getting better. I'm going to get better at my grappling. I can't grapple, as you can see. I think I even took him down at one point, but did I have a whizzer or did he? No, I had an underhook. He had a strong whizzer, so luckily stopped it. I just didn't kick my leg high enough. But yeah, you guys don't know my skill set, but I'm going to get better. Even my striking, I'm gonna get better at that again. And then when you see me, you'll see me. So it's not gonna be like you'll see me in 3 months like you normally do. You'll see me when you see me again. So enjoy me while I'm here, because you will miss me when I'm gone.
And you've spent over 40 minutes in the octagon now with Sean Strickland and Dricus. How do you think a fight between them goes?
We've already seen that, but again, styles make fights. We'll see. We'll see. I just want to watch this one again because I want to see the work that I did, because I felt great in there. So I want to see and admire what I did right, and then criticize what I did wrong.
Last question.
Just one of it easy. Obviously, you put some size on for this fight. You know, more muscle mass. Obviously, you fought at light heavyweight a few years back. Would you ever consider moving back to light heavyweight for a fight with this new frame?
No, I like this. That was a side mission. I did that. Even shout out to Jan. He wished me luck tonight, which was pretty nice of him. But yeah, Nah, I just like, this is just me. I want to do this for martial arts. I want to do this for skill sets. I want to get my own submission one day in the UFC. But yeah, eventually you'll see me when you see me, but you'll see me at middleweight. And whoever I fight here, I don't even know who I'm going to fight next. I haven't really thought that far. But yeah, we'll see. Let me see, hold up. Let me see. Any other smart questions, like really good questions?
I've got one about the Volk. We all love the Volk in this room, mate.
Yeah.
You guys, you carried the company on your shoulders for years there as probably the most active champions we've ever seen in the sport. Whether or not either of you ever get your belts back, that's besides the point. But when it's all said and done, when you look back, how proud will you be of you guys and what you did and the legacy you guys have left?
Bro, I'm so proud of that guy. I'm so proud of him. Even just who he is as a person. Just a gem of a human being. And yeah, we're such fans of each other, and we push each other, and we live so, not far apart, just, you know, across the ditch, but whenever it's all said and done, you will look at what we've done for Anzac United, what we've done for this region. And again, you've got Aaron toes him up, you've got Navajo Sterling, and you've got Kobe Thick Knees, and also Cam Rouston from this region of the world. They're about to enter the Contender Series. I'm not Kobe, but Kobe definitely probably be in the UFC soon. But they're about to enter the Contender Series the next season. And again, we've inspired the next generation of Anzac fighters the same way me and the three kings, the other two kings, and Dricus have inspired the next generation of African fighters. So it doesn't stop with us. This shit's gonna carry on. And like I said, I'm not fucking leaving. But I'm gonna love you and leave you right now. So thank you. And yeah, this was fun. Again, until the next one. Good day, Mike.
Let's go, boys.
Afternoon, everybody. First, I want to just say a quick thanks to the government of Western Australia through Tourism Western Australia, who were instrumental in the partnership this week to bring UFC 305 to Perth once again. I also want to say thank you to the Western Australian Premier, Roger Cook, and the Deputy Premier, Minister for Tourism, Rita Saffioti, who were not only here today, but they were at the open workouts, they were at the weigh-ins, for support from their teams and them as individuals all week, which is excellent. And then lastly, just in terms of the thanks to the Western Australian Combat Sports Commission led by Anthony Grover, another successful event in Perth. The gate today was $5,477,097, that's USD. The attendance was 14,152. Sold out, slightly larger attendance than last time we were here. The fight of the night, I'm sure no surprises here, Gamrot and Hooker, and the performance bonuses went to Kai Kara France and Carlos Pratis. It was the highest grossing event that we've had at the RAC Arena, and topped all merch records that we've had in this country for the arena shows that we've done. So I'll open up to questions.
Congratulations on a great event.
Thank you.
Talk us through your perspective of it, enjoying the fights, and how you felt the event delivered for fans.
So, I mean, my perspective, actually not too dissimilar to the last time we were here. I think people were shocked at how early. It was 5:30 the doors. People were lined up outside, full-strength beers right away. I think by the first fight, we had over 5,000 people in, despite how horrific the weather was outside for a few hours this morning. Event had ups and downs, but generally this trajectory upwards, and I think those last three fights of the main card delivered. The co-main event and the main event were both excellent. The Hooker event was excellent. Yeah, it was really nice being back in Perth. We mentioned it when we were in Abu Dhabi a few weeks ago, the support that you get when you've got a partnership like this with the government, and it felt this week, not only because of the rugby, but because of 305, there was a great buzz in the city, and we were proud to be part of it.
I think you've only got one more event on the deal with Perth at the moment. Would you guys be, I'm sure that's a conversation to be had, but is there interest from both sides in renewing that and potentially doing this for the next few years?
100%. And there was also, after Elimination Chamber here a few months ago, there's general interest. I mean, in speaking to some of our partners, some of the government representatives over the course of this week, what's clear is that they want Perth to be an international destination for all types of events. Coldplay was here, the rugby was here, we're coming back, they want WWE back here. So to be a part of that is really important for us, and yes, the conversations will continue.
Do you believe there'll be, there's been talk already of a TKO weekend, right? So you have WWE and the UFC here. Is this town big enough for both of you, or do you think that might be over-delivering for the fans? You need to sort of pick one at a time.
I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. I think in terms of the kind of combined product, we could absolutely have a TKO weekend here. They were at Optus last time. We're going to stay at RAC. We're not going to go and do a stadium event. So it could make sense. And the way that the WWE guys have built, their kind of program schedule is you get multiple events. And so maybe there's something that they want to do within Australia for, SmackDown, a PLE, Raw, an NXT event, etc. But for us, our singular focus is to get back to Australia at some point soon or some point early in 2025.
Hi there, just at the back. Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
How are you?
Sorry, I'm all the way back here.
That's all right.
To get your attention. Look, we had 3 Kiwi fighters at the top of this ticket. First time it's ever happened in New Zealand and UFC history. When are we going to have the UFC coming back to New Zealand, to Aotearoa?
I wish I had an answer for you. We had some people come over from Auckland today to speak to us, talk a bit about our next trip to New Zealand. I don't have an answer. It's always on the priority list. It's always something that we're reviewing. It's a real non-answer for you, but this isn't one of those situations where we'll just say, oh yeah, we'd love to get back. Like, we want to get back to Auckland. The other thing that I think you probably see, maybe hear about or see on social, is the Kiwi fighters are extremely vocal with Dana and Hunter and Sean and Mick about coming back to Auckland, so that's going to play a major role in the decision, I'm sure, too.
That's awesome to hear. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyway. The judge was removed after the split decision, the tied to a loss at the Rosenstrike fight.
The 30-27?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you just say, did they communicate anything to you and the team as that happened? And it kind of announced on the broadcast. Just give me your thoughts on that whole situation.
Anik announced that he was removed on the broadcast?
Yeah, he was supposed to judge the co-main event, and he's been pulled.
So they probably spoke to Dave Lewis, but don't forget that the Western Australian Combat Sports Commission, they're the lead committee here, so they are responsible for those decisions, and I guess someone made the call on, the performance was probably not worth keeping them involved for the rest of the night. So.
Do you think that's stuff, that should happen more often maybe in the sport when there's egregious scorecards like that, just bench the guy for the rest of the night?
Yeah, I mean, it's good checks and balances. I think everyone needs to be held to a high standard. It doesn't matter if, like if I don't do my job or you don't do your job, maybe it's good to sit on the bench for a while and reconsider the work, try to figure out how to get back on track and do a better job next time. I think just generally in life it's a decent principle, but it's not for me to say whether it was right or wrong for the commission.
And you announced the return to Edmonton coming up in November.
Yeah.
Are we going to start seeing probably around 2 events a year in Canada going forward into 2025?
Yeah, at least. Canada's such an important market for us for a number of reasons. It's still one of the major contributors to our overall revenue. I mean, the relationship we've got with Sportsnet now has been great since the beginning of this year. Our pay-per-view business is as strong as it's been in a long time. So yes, at least 2.
I know we talked about New Zealand and Canada, but like now with Dricus defending his title, like when are we gonna finally get to South Africa?
Yeah, that's a good question too. I think we're probably closer than we've been in a while, and there's significant interest from a few different countries. The Dricus situation is tough. I mean, he's a champion. Are we going to take a pay-per-view there? It's the same time zone as the UK. We've just done the Manchester event, so it's absolutely possible. But we also want to make a good first impression, right? So if we're coming to continental Africa for the first time, do we want to do an event in the middle of the night? And then there's financial considerations. If it's a pay-per-view event that we're taking to South Africa or another country, what does the gate look like, and how does that compare to the alternative location for that pay-per-view event? One thing that's clear, and I think this, back to Manchester, is if Dana wants to do an event for the fans, for the growth of the sport, despite headwinds or challenges operationally on where the event is and what time it's going to have to be booked, then, he's going to make that decision to do so. So the short answer is that, we've got a few different countries that we're targeting. Nothing to report right now, but, this is definitely a 2025. We don't want to wait much longer.
What's hindering us? Sorry, to your left.
Hey.
What's hindering a stadium in Perth? I mean, we're selling out RAC Arena. What's kind of holding back?
Did you go to the rugby last night?
Yeah, the weather wasn't great, but the WWE came and that was, they sold pretty well. I would argue that the UFC is more popular than the WWE, even in Perth. So, is there something on your end that's holding the UFC back from a stadium?
I think a few things, and I'm not going to focus on the WWE, but on the UFC side, we've done 5, I think, stadium events in our history. 2 of them have been in this country. I think Curitiba was sort of like an indoor-outdoor, but generally we've done stadium events that have roofs on them. We don't want to take on the risk of weather. The production value or the production cost would be tremendously large if we had to deal with weather, and then you've got the situation of the risk of having a real negative impact on the field of play. Like if that octagon gets wet because of rain, if our equipment gets wet, it just doesn't work out. And I would also argue on the WWE side, they're probably more aligned with the stadium event because of the stage presence. The production is just different than ours. If we had set up an event for Saturday night last night and we had that weather, it would have been a complete disaster. So we're going to make the decision not to go to a stadium that does not have a roof on it.
And just finally, what was your favourite moment from the night?
Was mine?
Yeah.
Oh God, the hooker fight. It was unbelievable. You just there was a moment after the second, you guys probably all saw this, moment after the second where he got cleaned up, Cutman where he got cleaned up, everything was good, and he couldn't get off his chair fast enough to get back to the center of the octagon because he wanted to fight so badly. It was great. It was unbelievable.
And just finally, your personal experience of Perth, did you get any free time and what did you get up to?
The only free time we had was spent at restaurants, delivered again, Margaret River's finest. It's great, we love it. The entire delegation, our entire team that's here enjoys coming to Perth. I mean, any Australian city is high on the list. People take a look at advanced look at the schedule for the year and everyone's putting up their hand to work this event. All right, guys. Thanks for your time. Thanks for all your support this week. Another momentous event in Australia, and we appreciate all the support that you guys give us. Thanks, and have a good afternoon.
Kai Kara right here. Another knockout for Kai Kara friends. So I guess what are the emotions? I know the team might be a little low right now after Israel's performance, but for yourself, after this long layoff to come back and get a performance like that.
Yeah, it's just proud of myself, proud of my team. This year that took time away just to, prioritize what's most important, and that to me, that's my whānau, that's my wife and my 2 kids. So just giving them time to, being present and giving them all my attention, and then when the time was right, step back into my normal setting and build for this fight, and just be, firing on every level, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and tonight just executed everything that we've been working towards in the last 12 weeks. So it's a pretty surreal feeling, and just to have everything come together this week. Felt so calm in there tonight, and definitely made a statement that don't count me out, and remind everyone I'm one of the best flyweights.
And you said this is what you had been working for up until this moment. So is this how you saw the fight playing out, or were you expecting a 3-round war with Steve?
Steve's such a crafty fighter. He's setting up traps, and he's quite big and rangy for the flyweight division. So I had to set everything up. I couldn't just expect to wing punches and think that was going to connect. And I had to listen to my corners. The advice from Eugene and the rest of our coaches: just touch him, go to the body, and set up your second phase. That first phase isn't going to be there because he's going to pull back or drift or do something to evade. But if I set it up with something and then come in and commit, I knew tonight I would land that shot. I didn't know if it was going to be in the first round, but once I had him hurt, it's instinct for me. It's muscle memory. I know when someone's hurt, and I know when to go for that kill shot. And just tapped into the God of War tonight, Tuma Toinga, which is something I channel. I'm not that nice family man. When I step in there, I'm that warrior version of myself, and very thankful to get it done tonight.
And what do you want next for your career? Because you were one of the few flyweights that survived that initial flyweight exodus, and you've fought pretty much everyone in that top 10. Are you looking for these rematches to get wins back? Are you looking for new faces? You just want a quick route to the title? What do you want from it?
Well, if you break down this fight, I just bet the guy that everyone thought should have been the champion. I just bet him in the first round. It's taking time away from the sport, coming back in, making a statement with my actions. I've heard the UFC want to bring in this guy from Japan called Kai, but I'm the real Kai. This is my home. You can't just come in and think you can bang with the big dogs because you think you're good. It doesn't work like that. You got to earn it. And I've been in this company for a while now. I fought everyone in this flyweight division, and I've told it time and time again. I'm going to let my actions be my loudest voice, and I'm making noise now. So Alejandro Pantoja, I know he doesn't have a fight booked. I might have just leapfrogged my way back into a title shot, so that's how I see it happening.
Well, I assume you're speaking of Kaya Sakura from Ryzen. If they asked you to, welcome him to the UFC, would that be something you'd be interested in? Because I think Pantoja doesn't want to fight till maybe December, and I'm sure he might want to fight even earlier. Kaya Sakura, that is.
Well, if they want me to fight for the title, I would happily wait till December. I only want to fight, or I want to fight before the end of the year. And if that aligns and they want to make that happen, me and Pantoja have a history. We've shared the octagon season 24 on The Ultimate Fighter. It was only a 2-round fight, so it didn't really couldn't really showcase all our skills cutting weight, week in, week out on that show. But I know him. He's done really well in the UFC, and being as a champion now, nothing but props, and he's a dog, and I love his fight style. But I feel like I can be the one to take him out. He hasn't fought me in the UFC properly yet, so if he wants, let's do it. If the UFC want to make it, let's do it in December.
All good? Perfect, thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
After all that,
what do I have to do? I saw it, I was like,
touch it again.
Okay, really?
It's different than Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much. I can do that now.
Yeah. Stop. Yeah. It's a shame. It's just a pretty big underpower for it. Because, like, you know, just stutter a bit. Jeez, yeah, such a...
I didn't realize I was still recording. Congrats, man.
It was I think he just got. I think that's got to be it, right? Because otherwise,
You one guy red glove, one guy blue glove. Come on, that's light. That's light.
they should have done So it's like both times are good.
Well, you can. I know the first minute he was really sharp.
Stand and then head kick, like
I know.
the first
Well,
round.
they kept saying it.
Yeah, but
Well,
it was, but I was like, I think just
although I did give him the camera, okay, how are you?
I put that one. I did that.
I thought you were but when you carry over the ground,
First round, yes, second round.
so he just I think you want to do more. He's getting dropped. I said, he said, is this what he's going for? So I don't think. One of them, I think the one's in the second. So much money. You tax 40 seconds. How we boot. And I noticed I saw it.
They're really pushing like See you guys, thank you so much.
We got it off the line. It's like everyone that's beating up the other lots. It's going to be fun, it's going to be good. But you let me know. That one, yeah.
Cheers, everyone. Just say if you need anything, just buy it. Okay? Cheers. Thanks, The delivery of that was fantastic.
So you want 41 more minutes? Well, I know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, not that Chris, no. Yeah, perfect. No, neither wrong.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
Through back.
and then probably
Yeah.
Just go, and then you go down your own alleyways and things like that, especially with music. You know, once you find a band, you've got influences there, and you've got region one and those, special things to some other band. You're like, what's that?
It's cool to be.
It is, yes. Yeah, I definitely is. No. What age are the kids? Like, I'm pretty glad like they only when they're from like until the boys. Oh, is that the same? It's the same. You guys? Oh, okay, cool.
They just know that they gotcha. Get them into it because obviously it's a big club.
I just think it's stuff here. Sometimes you get like kids that just finished and each one of us sort of go casual for us and sort of some grounds every now and again. Just like basic. Yeah, like Phillips and that sort of really basic stuff that you think what's he doing? Yeah.
Particularly for those who are having trouble with traumatic education. That seems to be forcing them to do it. By watching how they navigate those stressing themselves, they're not really studies and stuff to honestly just what is fight for, what they do, how do you fix things.
Because I noticed like all the guys up here like done spirit basic. So if you do that in school, like the first class or whatever, you do woodwork, you know? Yeah, really? Yeah, they didn't, they said, well, we didn't get any colleagues or anything. Yeah, sort of stuff, but like, yeah, not too many shops or like jewelry making and all that sort of stuff. It's like years old compared to everyone else. Shit, that old guy. Yeah.
You can keep going,
Yes, yeah, totally fine. Oh,
I agree, he played okay.
Seriously, yeah.
Okay, look at the 2003
Yeah, I'll just be like,
whenever they're up 40, compared to Joey and Peter Thurston, they put him up there as one of the
I need a moderator.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
2018 series.
I didn't even know you could get a flight out of your life. You know,
quite extreme. He's very fit. He's a I love it. He looks big. He has an 8 vision. He does. Really?
Howdy. That's so great. I'm going to catch my second win at work. Just hanging there until the car slows.
They just agreed to do collaborations these days too.
Hey Johnny, what about that? Crazy.
Hey, this is honestly. He's taking birthday delivery. Hey, you know what today is, right? Yeah, we all know.
That would be insane. Imagine if he did this piece offer to really offer. That'd be like.
Dricus, congratulations on your first successful title defense. I guess what are the emotions after, kind of an emotional build up to this fight? It was a name that you've been calling for, a name that you admittedly had been studying since even before you got to the UFC. So now to get through Israel, Adesanya, what are the emotions?
Yeah, I mean, it feels absolutely incredible sitting here. I mean, what a build up to the fight this week. Just a big ups to him as well. The team, the UFC team here in Australia, it was, they accommodated us. So I was treated like not a world champion. I was treated like, I think, a king of some country. Everything we wanted, from the hotels, from everything was planned to a T. It was amazing, and it coming together tonight. Well, today, this afternoon, I don't know what to say, but it was so special. And like I said, you mentioned my first successful title defense, and people go, yeah, you're not a champion until you defend that belt. That's bullshit. You're champion when you win that belt. But I wasn't a champion walking out there tonight. Before I walk out, and I said this whole week, before I walk out there, they take the belt off me. The winner of this fight is the champion. So nobody's a champion when that first belt goes. I went out there tonight to fight for the world title, and I became champion tonight. And you can see that in the fight. I went out there to fight like somebody who wanted this belt, not somebody who defended it.
You did, obviously, like I said before, you had been watching Israel since before the UFC. Did that fight play out in there as to compared to how you envisioned this and expected it all these years?
Yeah, well, I won at the end. Yes, I guess so. I didn't do too many visualization sessions where I lost, but the man was as good as I thought. He was as good. I'm so happy that he went out there, and you could, after the fight, say, this was the best Israel Adesanya. He felt great. And you could see it in his, just in physique. That's equal to work. And he had more heart. I said I'm taking him out of there in the third, and I got in the fourth. I could see in the end of the third, he was starting to break down. But there just wasn't enough. And in that fourth round, if you look at the fight, the story of the fight was in the beginning of the round, because I knew they look at my game plan, me and my coaches. So we said, Coach Fournier, obviously genius at this, looked at what he does, and we said, he kept on talking about he's a new fighter, he's going to come in there, be different, the old Adesanya. So he's going to come and try and fight me and stop me from going forward, because they know that's how I fight, and that's his kryptonite. When somebody's, he's not going to make the same mistake like he did against Strickland. So every round, you can see this in the beginning of the round, I was standing my ground, but he was in the middle of the octagon, and he was almost dictating. But if you're not used to fighting like that, you get more tired. If you're not used to fighting with that kind of pressure, and I didn't back off. I wasn't fighting on the outside. I just stood my ground. And then every round, around 2 minutes, my coach would shout, listen, it's time to go. And I would start pushing forward. And that's when I started getting, every round at the end, I got the success. And every round his burst, like the first bit of the round where he was dictating would be shorter. And in that fourth round, I landed quite a lot of big shots. The man can take a punch, but you can only take that many. He kicks like an absolute. Jeez, the man kicks hard. The first inside low kick he kicked me, I think his feet felt like this big. When he kicked me, it felt so heavy. He has that inside low kick was incredible, but I stuck to the plan. I tried to stay as disciplined in there as necessary, not blitzing forward for too long, because the blitz is it's one thing I'm going to do, and everything worked out perfect.
At me today, you also said if there are no holes, it's my job to create them for you to take advantage of. Was this the finishing sequence, like you got that hook from behind and then you tackled him into the rear naked choke? Is that a hole that you saw envisioned?
Well, I mean, we saw that in the second round when I got him. I knew physically I was stronger than Israel Adesanya. He is a master at getting back to his feet and not getting his, if you have his back. I mean, Whittaker had his back many times. How many guys has gotten him down and not being able to do anything with it? So I got him down in that first round, I think, or second round. Landed a couple of hard shots. So every time he would start getting back to his feet, I didn't fight him on it. I just kept control of the hips and landed big shots, because he was so focused on my hands around the hips that he wouldn't protect his face. Landed big shots, maybe create a cut. That was what I was hoping for, landing big hard punches, then getting back down to the ground. So he has to do all that trouble, get back up, carry my weight, hit him. And in that fourth, the man was staggered from the blows. I could see when he went down, I landed big shots. And I didn't plan on taking him down. I was actually planning on knocking him out. And the body positioning was just that of the best thing to do right now is to take him down. And I could feel as we went to the ground, he wasn't resisting at all. He was out of it a little. Got the back. As soon as I straightened him out, it was over.
And after you said, I think it was something along like, no matter what happened tonight, Africa won between you two. We saw you exchange the jacket over here and speak with his parents. Why did you feel the need to say all of these things? That just kind of cleared the air between you guys?
Well, let me tell you this. Like I said, at the end of the day, what I said was never to challenge Israel or any other African fighter on being the first African fighter. It wasn't that, it was the first residing. And that is still the fact. I mean, nothing can change that. So I know at the presser, I went over to him actually after the fight when he got super emotional. That was within him. That wasn't nothing. I never went after his family. So I just wanted to make sure that, I have parents too, and I respect anybody's parents. So I just went over to him and said after the fight, if it sounded like I was saying anything bad about your parents, that was not the case. Yeah, what I'm saying to you, harden up. If you want to cry about that, so be it. But I will never disrespect your parents. And he said, no, he understands that. And, as a warrior to a warrior, like I said, I'm still not Israel Adesanya. We are not friends because on a personal level, we do not see eye to eye. But warrior to warrior, after spending that time with him in that octagon and what he's achieved in the sport, it's no secret, I respect that. And after spending the time with him in the octagon, you can't not respect that man. What he's done in the sport. So to give him that jacket was a token of it was a reminder, a token of appreciation. Thank you for this. It's a memory for me. It's such a massive moment in my life, fighting a great fighter like Israel Adesanya. I brought the jacket here specifically to give it to him before the fight. I brought it with me to give it, it was going to be win or lose. I was going to give him that because he said he wants to fight warriors from all the lands, and I respect that. And I wanted to give him that as a token of appreciation of fighting and giving me that amazing fight and bringing the best out of me, and also as something to remember this magic moment of an All-Africa main event.
And last one for me, obviously, I know Dana White said that Sean Strickland deserves the next title shot, but I don't know if you saw that Alex Pereira posted that he wants to drop back down to middleweight too. He was sitting in front of you getting the belts tonight. So I guess, what do you want next for your career?
Yeah, what I want next is whatever they give me. I have to be honest. I honestly don't think Alex Pereira should drop down to 185. If he wants to, great, perfect. But then we're going to hear the excuses. We saw Izzy stiff that man in the first round. I felt Izzy's punching power tonight. If that, Izzy has great timing. He's fast, he's long, and he has great combinations. But I felt the power. If Izzy stiffens you like that, you do not want to be in there with me. Especially not when you're going to come in there with the excuses, no, I cut too much weight. That's going to happen. Everybody's going to say that. So stay at 205, fight your fight against the number 7 ranked guy.
Number 8.
Oh, number 8. Okay, cool. Well, fight your fight there and enjoy it. If Strickland's the next fight, the people want to see that fight. That's the fight that people want to see, and that's the fight right now that people think is the next best guy. Then it's the fight that I want. So let me handle my business, you handle your business. You don't have to cut the weight so you have some sort of excuse. I'll come up after the Strickland fight, I'll come up to 205 and we'll sort it out there.
So you think just one more title defense and you'll be ready to change divisions?
No, but if that's what the UFC wants, I'll be ready for it right now. But I'm not chasing that. I believe to be considered as the greatest to ever do this sport, I need to be considered as the greatest middleweight first. So yeah, I'm the first guy to beat Israel Adesanya and Robert Whittaker. I beat 3 of the top 20 pound for pound fighters, so can I please get back in the top 10? So I beat Strickland, I beat Whitaker, and I beat Adesanya. I can't wait to see. I haven't been on social media. I can't wait to see what the critics say now.
I mean, that must be very gratifying. And speaking of the Sean Strickland fight, right? He's one of the few people who's made it to the judges with you, which, as we've seen, doesn't happen very often. So is that a partial motivation to? There is people who think he won that fight, and to just silence those people.
No, I don't care about silencing the people. I need to hear the people if they're booing or cheering. I mean, you see tonight, this was the most electric crowd ever. They weren't cheering for me, but I mean, it was still amazing to be out there. It was that the crowd was insane. So yeah, going into that Strickland fight, now I know. I've been in there with him. He can't handle what I have. He can't handle what I have to offer. So yeah, this time I can finish him. I mean, we saw it. Yeah, he beat Izzy. Now we have a comparison. That's how you finish someone.
Do you think, I mean, a fight with him, the last two, the build-ups have been, pretty personal, got fairly heated. It seems like you've kind of come out on the winning end of the talk. Are you anticipating going through another fight like that where it could get pretty nasty in the lead-up?
I don't know. I mean, does he want to cry again?
And just last thing, you talked about, the respect for Israel and everything, but for him to, in the octagon, raise your hand up, back here, raise your hand up, I guess just what does that mean to you for him to show that level of class and sportsmanship towards you?
That's it. I mean, that's why sport is so amazing. This sport is so amazing. And I say this all the time, myself and Israel, the beef was not fake. The fact that we don't like each other on a personal level was not fake, at least not from my side. It just doesn't, it's irrelevant in that octagon. So what does it matter? I'm not talking about I hate Israel Adesanya. I'm just saying that if we were in a social setting, I'd probably not be sitting at his table. And that's fine. Everybody in this room doesn't like each other. Or at least, like, maybe you act if you do, but now when you get home, you're like, that guy's such an asshole. But that is the facts of the matter. So,
I think you struck a chord there.
Yes, that's what the truth does. But but the respect I have for him and what he has done in the sport, it can't be denied, because if you don't, you're an idiot. If you can't see what Israel has done in the sport and appreciate that as a warrior, a fellow warrior, you're an idiot. The man has done great things in the sport. So yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, it means the world to me that that sport brings people together, unites people. South Africa, that is our biggest saying. The great father Nelson Mandela, that was his biggest thing. He says, sport unites people in a way that politics can never, ever, ever do, and that is a fact. And so that was amazing what we saw in there tonight after the fight, to be able to do that and show the world how amazing. Even though on a personal level there is no friendship, the respect is there.
And just last thing, if you do get your South Africa event, as Dana White said would happen after this, and as Sean, he kind of tweeted out something like, I don't know if it's a good idea to bring me to South Africa. Some of the things he might say, is that maybe a concern around that fight if him come in there?
I actually saw something like that, but I mean, my man, we can see Sean Strickland. South Africa, it's different. It's different. We saw that tonight. I said, it's the jungle out there. Sean Strickland, the way he does things. Yeah, I hope he makes it to the fight.
Dricus, just over here. At the press conference, I asked you if the finish was the main priority, and you said if the finish doesn't present itself, I'll make it happen. Where does that confidence come from, knowing that no matter the situation, you can get the job done?
Yeah, I mean, I think more directly what I said was I'm going to look for the opportunity or create the opportunity to get that finish. If not, I'm winning this fight by decision. But when I get in there, it comes from the fact that I don't know any other way how to fight. I don't know how to fight to defend the belt. And that comes back to the story of every time I go out there tonight, I became world champion. I had to go and fight and win that belt. And that's what I go out there to do. I don't grapple to win a round on points. I go for a submission. I don't do pad work every day to outpoint somebody. I hit the pads to knock you out. So every time I'm busy with anything, I'm trying to finish that fight. I'm trying to do it with the intent of hurting or getting you out of there. Isn't that what fighting's all about? So the confidence comes from the fact that I know I'm willing to die to get it. I know it sounds like I'm just saying the same thing all over, but that's where it comes from. I know that I'm willing to go for it. And, you know, every time I go there, I'll pull the trigger. I pull the trigger every time I get into the octagon. And my whole career has been like that. And, you know, that's why I'm pretty sure I'm going to win or die trying.
And last one for me. Your coaching staff, obviously Mornay Visser and Henny and the whole team at CIT Performance Institute are probably top contender for not only Gym of the Year, but definitely Mornay's in the conversation for Coach of the Year. I just wondered how big this win is. Obviously winning the title back in January was big for South African MMA, but to defend the title as well, I think is pretty big for you guys. So what do you think that says about the whole for South African MMA?
Yeah, I mean, it shows that we are at a level that, you know, it's massive. It's massive. I mean, just after becoming champion, how massive the sport just grew. I would love to see the numbers of the amount of people that watch this fight from South Africa. I'll actually get back to you guys on that, because our local sports network, or the African sports network, I'm going to love to see, because I'm pretty close with the people there, and see what their numbers look like in terms of the amount of people that watch this. No, it's incredible. It just creates so much hope in that everybody that, not even in just in MMA, I'm talking about in rugby, I'm talking about football, I'm talking about anything. It doesn't really matter, because you're sitting in a situation where you're like, I'm from South Africa, how am I going to make it to Hollywood? Well, this is how you make it to Hollywood. You know, this is my Hollywood. Making it to the UFC is my Hollywood. And right now, this is one of the masterpieces. So it is possible for us. It is possible, and that's what it creates. It is possible to go out there and do great things, even though the struggle is a bit worse, even though you have to do a little bit more. You know, God gives his strongest warriors the biggest burdens because they can carry it, and that's 100% what I believe.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dricus, I know you were saying there that you'd rather move up to fight Alex Pereira. But if you look at it and you say, oh, I want to be the greatest, so I need to be the greatest middleweight, if he came back down and you beat him, that would be beating essentially every top-ranked former middleweight champion that's currently active, which would probably solidify your claim as one of the best of that division.
No, sure. Let him do it.
One for me, Dricus. Sorry, over here to your left. So, you mentioned that, you know, it doesn't matter who you face next, you'll do what the fans want, you'll do what the UFC wants. Personally, if you're willing to answer this, who do you think would be more deserving? Sean Strickland or the winner?
Robert Whittaker.
There we go. Thank you for that.
Robert Whittaker deserves the shot. I think he's being done over.
Mm-hmm.
Whittaker beat Costa. The only thing, Sean Strickland's only saving grace is the fact that he went a decision.
Yep.
With me. That's it. So, yeah, I mean, Robert Whittaker beat Costa in a more spectacular fashion, I believe, than Strickland did. And then, willing to step up, fight comes up, he pulls out. Whittaker fights not a nobody in the sense of he's not ranked. He can only lose, and it's a great fighter. Ikram, right? Ikram. Yeah. He's an amazing fighter. He's really good. Whittaker makes it look like he was fighting an amateur. And what does he get for it? Nothing. Then says, okay, I'll fight Hamzat again. So he beats Hamzat, and you're not giving him a title shot. He's pulling on he's getting the short end of the stick, unfortunately, but that's not on me. I'll fight whoever. So Strickland right now, that's the fight that people want to see, so that's what they get. But Whittaker is definitely the one that's being done over in this, in my opinion. He's more deserving, but life's not fair.
And you mentioned before that you can't wait to go online and see what the critics have said. I will share this with you. One of the biggest, let's call it criticisms, are people saying that in the third and the fourth you were looking gassed. But you were touching on before, that was part of the plan, conserving energy and playing possum. Would you say that's correct?
Playing possum? No. Looking gassed? Yeah, sure. That's why I finished it. Yeah, if that's what gas means, I'm in. Call me gassed all day.
Appreciate it. Thank you, mate.
Dricus, just down here to your right. Okay. Before the fight started, when Bruce Buffer was introducing you and there was just all these boos raining down, I think it was the biggest smile you had on your face all weekend. Can you just take us through what you were thinking there? Were you using the boos as motivation or just embracing the crowd?
No, it's just been the same as any other place I went to. Canada. I told them that's what's going to happen, but they refused to listen. Did you hear the cheers after the fight? That's why I was laughing, because I knew, shame.
And
I can't wait to hear all of you cheer. And I just thought about it this way. I'm standing there and I'm hearing all these boos and I'm like, there's no way I've finished this guy and this place just starts booing. So if it happens, it's going to be funny, but I know there's one guy who's going to sit next to another guy that was booing as they introduced me, and as I win the fight, the one guy is cheering and the other guy goes, what? You were just booing and now you're cheering, and that was funny to me. And well, I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing because that's what we're here to do. You know, all the media talk, all that stuff, it's funny, it's great. The people pay a lot of money to be here to watch these events, and at the end of the day, they come to be entertained, and that's what I come to do. And that's where that confidence comes from, because I come in there and I make a promise to the fans every time. I'm going to come out there and give you a show. I'm going to entertain you. And I haven't watched the fight, but I believe it felt like it was one of those fights. It felt like it was all out. I gave it my all. So that's what I'm here for. I'm here for being a warrior. I'm not here to win. I'm here to win and be entertaining at the same time.
I think there was a lot of South Africans in the crowd that helped your cause at the end there. But just one final one. Did you get your money from...
What a backhanded compliment. I'll screw you.
Tai Tuivasa, did you get the money from the bet that you made from the rugby union game?
No, not yet. Thanks for reminding me.
Well, congrats on the win.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
That's all Carol skills out.
Alright guys, thank you so much. Have a good one.
That's the first time. We just need to check. We need to check those as what is which. The majority of this one. No worries.